Hey gang, and welcome to the video review of GaoGaiGar. Now what we have here are the different pieces that make up GaoGaiGar. Stealth Gao, Liner Gao, Drill Gao, and Gao Leon. Now we'll talk about Gao Leon in a little bit as he forms the core of everything, but I wanted to talk about the Gao machines first. Each one of these are based off of real world type things, except for this guy. I mean, how many drill tanks are there in the world? I don't know of many, but this is a cool little thing. The unit, or the set that I have, is the Sono Kong set. I bought this off of BBTS years ago, back when they had one of their big sales. I got this thing for like, this whole set for like $100, maybe. Maybe it was more closer to 80. But it does have stickers, but I have not applied any of the stickers other than what came on with what came already applied. And the reason is because, quite frankly, I don't like applying stickers to a lot of my figures because, well, you guys know what happens to stickers after a couple of years. Liner Gao is just this bullet train. It is a 500 series, I believe, Shinjuku bullet train, but I will double check that and you will see a correction down at the bottom with the correct name. But it is it's about a foot long and really doesn't do anything. It's just kind of used in the show every once in a while, and this just is a little bullet train that goes whee! Finally, Stealth Gao. Stealth Gao is a B-2 Spirit Bomber, or modeled after one, and it has these giant thrusters. The actual Stealth Gao was upgraded several times in the show because, well, as the monsters got more powerful, certain upgrades were required. Unfortunately, on the bottom, it's mostly hollow. It's just a giant piece of plastic with other bits bolted onto it, literally bolted onto it. But it does look good. It doesn't sit very well, so you just kind of have to let it sit like that. Overall, though, the Gao machines are okay. They're nothing really great, but they're okay on their own right. Now, in the show, Stealth Gao here can actually transport both of these guys at the same time. However, you really can't do that with the toys here. I've tried different combinations and different situations and different configurations, and nothing works. So yeah, overall though, as I said, these guys are pretty cool, but they really are just used for the combination. Now Gao Leon here is in his lion form, and his mouth does open a bit. Rawr. He's primarily white and black, as you can see, with the gold paint and then a chrome gold head. Nice green eyes that are painted. For some reason I thought they were stickers, but they're not, they're painted. Overall, the lion form is okay. It's seen in the show, and unfortunately, the toy cannot replicate the dynamic awesomeness that is Gao Leon in the show. He looks a lot better in the show, I'm just going to say that right now. Now, as you've probably guessed, this guy transforms into a robot mode when he merges with the cyborg known as Guy, or Cyborg Guy, who is one of our main heroes of the show. He turns into GaoGaiGar. Transformation into GaoGaiGar is very simple. First, take the lion head, fold it up, twist it 180, and then fold it along the back of the lion mode. Then take the entire rear of the lion mode and turn it 180 degrees, fold up the tail in the back, and straighten out the lion legs and fold down the feet. Stand the figure up, take the arms, turn them around, and fold back the claws of the lion to form the fists, and then reach inside where the lion head was and flip up the head. And you can also open up the side here where the arms are and do it that way as well. GaoGaiGar is a pretty cool robot in and of itself. It's got this thruster pack on his back here. Overall, though, it is a little bit on the blocky side. If you look at the show, he is much thinner and looks a little bit more svelte, we'll say, in the show. Now, this being the toy and all, it kind of goes without saying that they're not going to be able to pull off that look. But one thing they did pull off is the fantastic head sculpt. As you can see, the head sculpt is really, really nice. It kind of looks like a Super Gundam, if you will, if you took away the antenna and some other bits. But I really like the look of the head sculpt. The coloring is also really cool. The pink eyes, I dig. I actually like the pink eyes and the pink little camera up here. The little thing we have here on his forehead is where the G-Stone is. Now, if you've watched the show, the G-Stone is what powers all of these units. So the G-Stone is super, super awesome and powerful and runs on the power of willpower and guts! Posability of GaoGaiGar is on the only okay side. Head is on a swivel, arms are on ratchets, elbows, ratchets. Does not have any articulation in the fists, but he can deploy the claws, though not very well in the show. They do deploy perfectly straight, so he can act, so he gets like Wolverine type claws. Legs, ratchet. It's got some lower knee articulation. These big knee bits that are black are here for a specific reason, which we'll talk about later. Now, he can make use of 2 of the Gao machines in this form. First off, he can use the jet, or stealth Gao, he can use for atmospheric flight, though the toy doesn't really work all that well. But in the show, he can use stealth Gao, but the toy can definitely use the drills. So split the drill tank apart, open up this little compartment, and just put the arm right inside like that, and then close the compartment up. Now in the show, when he is dual wielding a stealth jet and the drill tank, it is known as SD GaoGaiGar for some reason. So stealth drill. You can also take the sections here and fold them up into the tank so you could get some more articulation. But you got this guy with drill tank capabilities, so that is pretty cool. Zondar. The figure of GaoGaiGar is nice and impressive. It is also very shiny in certain spots. Overall, the figure looks great and is a very close rendition to his television persona. Though not perfect, it is really good given 90s toy technology. Now, posability for this guy is somewhat limited. He has ratchet here in the shoulders and then ratchet in the elbow, and that's it. That's the only posability you're going to really get out of this guy. He does have a little bit of in and out posability with the legs, but you can't bend them. You can move them forward though. The built-in weaponry for GaoGaiGar includes on his left arm something called a Protect Shade, which is a shield that he is able to deploy. His right arm, he is able to use something called the Broken Magnum, where the actual forearm and the fist spin in opposite directions, and then he launches that at the villain. His other weapon includes the Drill Knee, and then his final move, the Hell and Heaven, which utilizes both arms and the power of both protection and destruction. It has to be one of, if not the most unique finishing move I have ever seen of a giant robot. In the show, GaoGaiGar uses a couple of different weapons, but chiefly is the Dividing Driver. This is the only weapon that comes with the box set that I own. This thing is pretty big. It's about 1.5 feet long, almost as tall as the figure itself, but it's not colored the way it is in the show. This shaft area right here should be black or gunmetal, and this, the chisel section, should be silver, or at least very, very close to silver. Unfortunately, it's only 2 colors, and I haven't found any pictures of it being other colored. It's kind of weird. This being the Sonokong release, though, I'm not surprised. It does utilize the figure, or the GaoGaiGar's left hand, and it is a version of the Protect Shade. Now, what the dividing driver is really kind of cool. What it does is it creates a dividing space that is 10 kilometers in diameter, and it literally just moves all of material space into this giant circle so he can battle the monster of the week and have no real property damage to speak of. It can only be used once before it needs to be refilled, but it's very useful in that they've used it multiple different ways. They even went into and then back out of a particularly big Zondar using the dividing driver. Zondar! System change! Goldian Hammer is GaoGaiGar's final trump card and most badass weapon. This sucker is just huge and heavy and is so freaking awesome on so many levels. The way the attack works is he pulls giant nails out of the wheels from Goldimarg, or now Goldian Hammer, hammers that into the middle of the Zondar, then has these claws that are deployable from the side of the hand, and pulls the Zondar core out attached to the nail. And then, using the final hammer attack, he yells, "Turn into light," and the enemy is dissipated into a stream of photons. I can't make that up. That is just too damn badass of an attack. The only issue with Goldian Hammer in this combined mode is that it makes the figure very top-heavy and a bit wobbly. It wants to fall towards wherever the hammer and the hand are. So you kind of have to play with it a little bit just to make sure nothing falls off. But it does stay together, it does stand, thanks to the large feet. But even though it's really, really cool looking, you do run the risk of this thing falling off your shelf, so be forewarned. Overall, this set of GaoGaiGar with Goldimarg is pretty freaking amazing. It's a wonderful set and just a testament to everything that the Brave series is. Guys, if you love your Brave series toys, you really should look into getting this set. It's kind of hard to find now, but it is the Sonokong set, so it's a lot cheaper than the original Takara release. Like I said, I recommend trying to track this down and pick it up. It's a lot of fun and totally worth the investment. Now, I'll be the first to tell you, it's not exactly the same as you're going to see in the show. In the show, you've got figures that are much more dynamic and much less bricky. There are tons of figures out there also that are more like what they are in the show. They are just much more posable and, to be honest, better looking. But if you want something that's got the full transformation and the full just awesome chunkiness of the early to late 90s toys, then you're going to find a wonderful set here. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed these reviews of the GaoGaiGar series, and I will catch you next time.